Well, Cowboy Jim, sure thank you for hanging out with me. It's Sunday. Hey, I still haven't put Chris Christopherson's on his song. Jeez, I'll get to it soon. I hope. My goodness. Oh, jeez. Anyways, one of the greatest joys that I've had while I live alone. Jeez. Kind of looks like it. I'm not very tidy. No, I'm not. No sense pretending. But one of the things that I've enjoyed is remembering friends. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not getting ready to check out. Hey, I'm just getting ready to get started again, and I am. And one of the joys I've had is to review in the last few years of my life. And I remember going to work for a company, and I spent the first 6 months just kind of getting better at running haul truck, and and then I guess I had the misfortune and or the fortune, however you look at it, and but I learned quite a bit through this process of living. And I had never known what a supervisor was. Well, there's a reason for that. I'd never been employed by anyone. Well, I worked for a short while, 3 months, I guess, on Jesse James, the movie. It was something like The Coward Who Shot Jesse James, whatever. Anyways, it was Brad Pitt who was doing the stupid movie, Calgary. And I never met him. It was kind of, I kind of liked him. I mean, we were on the same set. Jeez. I talked to the security guy, and he says, well, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie or something, they were just here on motorcycles. I thought, really? No horse? had to put up with a Harley? I've never done that. But anyways. But I went to work up here in Fort Mac for a wonderful company. I won't say their name. I should. I won't. And I met a supervisor. Uh, well, let's just call him Sean. Whatever, Sean. And I had about 6 or 8 months running haul truck, and I really refined my skills a bit. And I realized that all those years working for myself, I never worked for anyone else except, Brad Pitt kind of. He didn't even know who I was. There was the lady from California. She was in charge of all the attire that people would wear. And I saw her walk into the building. I was working on a structure outside, and we built complete sets in an aerodrome. Aerodome, yeah, I think that's how it is. And lo and behold, the lady, she had stared at me quite a bit, and so she walked in, and she got the head guy and brought him out right up to about 10 foot from me. And she said, that man, has he stolen my clothing for the actors? That man said, no, that's just the way Jim dresses. Anyways, up here in the north, my superintendent, he was a good man. You have no idea. And it so happened that it seemed like my supers kind of liked me. There was one Will, he definitely liked me. He is definitely a good man, giant good man. And I prayed for him a lot, for his little kids. And one night I got on the bus and Sean and another guy, he wouldn't let me. I told him I wouldn't call him his name because his name was a nickname that he had been given some 43 years previous. I asked him, I said, "Where'd you get that name, son?" He said, "Well, 43 years ago." And he almost said 3 months, 2 days, and 4 hours. I mean, it was, oh, hey, he knew exactly how long it was. It might not have been 43. Geez, he is probably only 47. Oh, if that. And, but he said he had walked into a bar one night on the way home from work. He just really needed a beer. And he walked in and someone said, "You're looking pretty." And he didn't mean pretty. And he called him that terrible name. Well, I told him, I said the first day I met him, I said, "Well, I'm not calling you that." And he says, "Well, why not?" Well, I says, "That's a dirty, rotten name." And I said, "You look cleaner than I am, than I do." He said, "You're going to call me that name." I said, "Most respectfully, sir, I don't know that I can." Well, he says, "Then I'm not talking to you." And I thought, I just met the guy. He's a super. I've already gone and, sorry, I guess I won't say that. I'd already gone and irritated the hell out of him. I probably should have just said I pissed him off. Well, I did. I said, "You mean, if I go on the radio, can I not call you your real name? I know it, I saw it." He said, "No, you can't." And I said, "That seems unfair." He said, "I don't care. You call me by my nickname. I've had it ever since." Told me again how long ago. Geez, he was hurting. Tough. Oh, gee, tough. Tough little guy. Wouldn't mess with that one. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. Out of absolute respect for him. Anyways. So he and my super called John. Tough little guy says to Sean, "How many trucks do you running tonight?" Sean said, I'm running 2. But he said, "Jim's running one of them." So, and he looked at him real close. Sean looked at he said, "That's just the same as having 3 trucks." He says, "Jim just works." And I thought, yes, I do. I'm glad you noticed. But we're out hauling sand, and Sean, he comes on the radio. He says, "Anyone see Jim coming? Pull over, get out of the way. He has work to do." And I've thought for many years, what a joy and an honor and a privilege to meet people who are good people. You know, that Sean guy, he let me run how for a short while. I hurt his feelings. My sense of humor is terrible. I don't know what's funny or what isn't until I've said it, and I humbly apologize. It didn't work. But I'll tell you this, I did learn. And I won't kid around at work anymore, not ever, because people's feelings, they're so important. They should be important to me, and they are definitely important to them. But you know, we are privileged and we are honored to have a life to live, air to breathe, work to do, joy to share. As Sean said, I told him about my videos. He watched several of my videos, kind of told me when to stop and stuff like that. It was good. He introduced me to YouTube to show me how people make YouTube things. He says, you have to be subtle, Jim. He says, Jim, it's like how you work. You earn people's respect. And then you may, on occasion, mention God. And he said, that's how you have to do your videos. Do them gently. Have a good story. I said, you think people will watch? He said, Jim, you could give a weather update. Or you could tell people what happened at work. He said, people will listen. He said, they'll just love your voice. And I thought, this man has built me up, and he did. Oh, there come a time when we kind of got a distance between us. And he thought I was angry at him, and I wasn't. I was just disappointed. I'd been hurt so much, gone through so much. And I remember getting up one night and going out and sitting in my truck. It was about 2 a.m. I was sharing a basement apartment with Sean and another guy that, well, probably won't ever get over him, but a little lady. And I was sitting out by myself, and I was having a smoke in my truck and listening to some country music. And I climbed out of my truck, and well, there was Sean. He's just sitting on a lawn chair. And I walked back to the deck, and I said, what are you doing, brother? I said, I'm just here. And what he was doing was he was just caring for me. Now, he and I got off and we headed off in different directions over some stuff. Stuff wasn't important enough to lose a friend over. I didn't realize it at the time. I'd been eating food delivered by that other guy, and I'd changed so much. I didn't even know it. I'd gone from 204 pounds down to 167. I didn't notice. I knew that my pants were really big, and because I don't throw things out too much, I rescued a couple of pair of pants from 10 or 15 years ago, jeans, that's all I wear. And lo and behold, I went from a 36 down to a 33. And they kind of hung on me a bit. Might have been down to 32. But it doesn't matter. What matters is I lost a friend. And he was a super. And he was a super friend. I just bet he still watches my videos. If he does, if you do, you're a good friend. You were a good brother. You cared for this old man. Oh, geez, do I have a lot of good friends who have cared for this old Irishman. He one time said, he one time gave me a chance to tell the Christmas story. I did. That's just about a miracle. I pray for another miracle from my father, that Sean will soften his heart one day and realize I'm not angry with you, son. You did what you believed was right at the time. I think you were wrong. You may still not feel that it was wrong, but you may. In the meantime, children, let's get some morality out of this somehow. It's a hard sell. If you screw up, humble yourself. I know how to do that. I've had practice. Oh my, have I had practice. Irish feet, they tend to get right in between the jaws. Lower and upper, my word. Anyways. Humble yourself and pray. You will never know who truly is your friend until they step in front of a bullet that you might have life. Would I have taken a bullet for Sean, for Will, for the tough little wiry guy I wouldn't fight? Don't say that about many. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I have good friends, quite a few of them. I'd take a bullet for them. One hoe operator, I'd take a bullet for him. One grader, two grader operators, both with the same first name. I'd gladly take a bullet for either of them. Because I count my life as being less important than theirs. Met a nutritionist one time. I'd sure take a bullet for her. People say, well, that's a crazy thing to say. No, it's not. You esteem another to be more worthy than you do yourself, then you're beginning to understand what being a man is. And you're beginning to understand what living with your whole heart represents. It may only represent it to you, it still represents. I'm going to cut and stop this, call this an end, cut this. I hope all my supers are still watching my stuff. I hope they remember this old man who went to work every day to honor God, honor the company, honor the employer, honor my supers who were representatives of the company, and honor my brothers and sisters who worked equipment as I did. It doesn't cost you anything to honor one another. But if you count the cost, instead of just going with your heart, that's what I do. Works. Gee. God bless you, and God bless you.